In 1947, 2 years after World War II, the Russian Council of People's Commissars ordered an experimental design bureau to develop a single-seat jet fighter that had a maximum speed of 950 kilometers per hour at sea level and a speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 5,000 meters. The Yakovlev Design Bureau submitted 2 designs, the Yak-25 and the Yak-23. As this video is about the Yak-23, we will discuss this design. Built off the design ideas of the Yak-17, the Yak-23 also had 2 23mm autocannons in the nose. However, the NS-23 autocannons of the Yak-17 were replaced by the later model, the Nudelman Richter NR-23 autocannons on the Yak-23, giving the Yak-23 significantly more firepower due to the NR-23's higher cyclic rate. Keeping the tricycle landing gear of the Yak-17, Lieutenant Colonel Mikhail Ivanov and other test pilots reported the aircraft to have good takeoff and landing capabilities. While hilariously it used an unlicensed copy of an engine, which the Yakovlev Design Bureau could get in a lot of trouble for, it was praised for its high maneuverability and acceleration thanks to an amazing thrust-to-weight ratio. Like many Soviet designs though, the advent of the MiG-15 outclassed many designs. The Yak-23 was phased out throughout the 1950s. According to different sources, up to 319 Yak-23s were built, which is far more than you'll ever see in War Thunder, because, for some reason, I don't often see people fly this thing. Which is honestly a real shame, because I had an absolute blast fighting and flying in the Yak-23. As far as my personal recommendation goes, I would absolutely fly it out if I were you. I could happily grind out the entirety of Rank 6 and Rank 5 with it again. If you already own it, go back and fly it again. Now, let's talk about how to fly this thing. The matchmaker for it is actually pretty favorable. You'll get a lot of down tiers to 8.0, and even in a full up tier, at 9.7, you're so maneuverable that if anything gets into a sustained dogfight with you, you often just win. While many things can outrun you, most things can't outturn or outsustain you. Above 800 to 850 kilometers per hour, you'll notice a good amount of lockup on the elevator and rudder, so be careful not to enter a dive at low altitude when above or around these speeds. In a flat turn, you won't be losing too much speed around the 800 kilometer an hour mark due to lockup, which makes your turning circle a lot wider. But because you have no air brake, I suggest throttling down when diving on the enemies. So moving on to some gameplay now, you'll see that we are going to engage this little furball that we have down here. We have an ME-163 that we're going to take a quick head-on with. We miss our shots. No big deal. We'll kill him later on. And we go engage this vampire. This MiG-15 is going to fly away. It's G91 and the Saber. Saber goes up and he's going to come back. So he sort of leaves this furball. Or does he die? I can't remember. Either way, we try to get a shot on this G91, however we do miss our shot because we were going quite fast, and like I talked about earlier, the lockup on the elevator and the rudder can be quite high. So we turn back around and we're going to engage this ME-163 again. If we look up to our top, we see that there's a G91, and then if we look up again to our top left, we'll see that there's also a Saber. And that guy's going to dive on us and try to engage us. So we go ahead and take some shots at this 163, we take off an aileron, or we crit his aileron, and then he is probably going to go full elevator and then crash right into the water, which gives us a kill. And then we have this Saber that's on our tail, so we're going to start doing some scissors with him. We are going quite fast right now, so you can see our lockup is pretty high. The Saber rips a flap right there, scared the heck out of me. And then we're going to almost rip our flaps, but he does the wrong thing and he goes vertical against us, which is where we really shine, especially because we have a really good stall control. We miss some shots, and then we just line up a shot, tap him out of the air, take off his wing. And then that MiG-15 from earlier comes back. Maybe it's a different MiG-15, could be the same one. The world will never know unless you rewind the video about 30 seconds, which I decided not to do. We take a head-on, shoot a lot of shots, and we take him out. He does crit our wing, but that's okay. We get caught up looking at our map here. I don't know what I was doing. You can see I checked the scoreboard, and all of a sudden there's a Lim 5P right there. So somehow we survived. We absolutely should have died there, but we immediately turn around, and nothing fruitful comes from this because it's a Lim 5P, so he can just run away if he really wants to. We then miss all of our shots here, which we absolutely should have hit because that was another free kill. Then we shoot a bunch of pot shots at this guy. We're not going to hit anything, so we move on to this G91. Similar story with the G91. We missed all of our shots, which we absolutely should have hit. We went a little high there, and then we just decide to RTV after this, because it gets killed by a friendly MiG-15. And then Lim 5P crashes, which is absolutely hilarious. Skipping ahead though, we engage the last guy, which is in an F-86K. I'm not too terribly worried about that. However, we do stick this head on way too long. He hits some shots, I don't hit any shots, so I'm on the clock. Because my plane is damaged, especially since he damaged my right wing spar. So we immediately start turning after him. At these speeds, I'm going to absolutely annihilate him. He does the wrong thing and he's trying to turn with me. What he should have done is probably continued straight, done some hit and runs, but he just reverses his turn and he gives us the freest shot of our life. And thankfully we hit it. So we got a nice 4K, we get some good rewards. So let's go ahead and watch a short compilation of a few more kills that I got throughout the games. And as always, we're going to end the video with a couple of fails. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free to join the Discord, link is in the description below, as well as join the squadron that I created in War Thunder. It'd be fun to have you. We're going to grind out some vehicles together. Have a wonderful day, folks. See ya.